So, next up, I want to talk about legacy and purpose. This really stems from thinking about fatherhood again, right? Because I'm a dad. But I heard this very interesting quote from this one guy on YouTube. He said something like he was talking about, and I'm trying to remember exactly how it broke down. Because honestly, this topic I want to dig into a little bit differently as an episode itself, right? So this is really just me rapping right now. This isn't anything formal, and I don't really have anything like set up. It's just something I saw, to be completely honest with you, something I saw this morning that made me think a little bit, that piqued my interest. So there's this one guy on YouTube that just randomly was just searching through things and everything like that, going through my main feed, and he was talking about just the importance of fathers in general, right? And I was listening to him and everything like that, but he said this very interesting. He made this interesting statement, whereas like the father to the father, their son or sons, that's their legacy, and to the son, their father, until they actually step up into manhood, their father is their purpose. And I'm like, that is a very interesting way of putting it. So when he said it, I gotta find the video. At least so I can stop saying like he, and give you some links or something to work off of. But this one guy, he was basically explaining about how he grew up with his dad, and his dad passed away recently, and it did a number on him, and understandably so. It's a hard thing to lose any family member, right? It's definitely hard for a son to lose his father, especially if he's a good father, right? I just found it interesting because he said he found his purpose in kind of like, the way I interpreted it was like kind of making his dad proud. So that was his purpose, to make him proud. So he would do the things that would basically make him proud. And and that situation works if your dad is a good dad, right? If they're teaching and guiding you to be to eventually grow up into a man who is full of integrity, an honorable man. That's actually pretty decent to say, like, my purpose is to make him proud. Because in order to do that, you have to become a man full of integrity, an honorable man. So it works in that case. And then the flip side is, it's just like, hey, look, you have sons. From the father's perspective, have sons, and then this is where I also kind of look, and I'm like, yeah, I have two boys, and I look at them. I don't necessarily look at them as my legacy, but I guess I've been thinking about it all day, all day today, where it's just like maybe they are my legacy. Like they continue the name, of course, but how they are right now, and what they turn out to be kind of is a reflection off of my parenting. Not just my parenting, right? But a large part of my guidance has to do with whether they are full of integrity or honorable men in the future. So man has struggled over, like, throughout all of history, with that idea of legacy. What are you leaving behind, right? What are you leaving behind that ultimately is going to do good for the world, do good for humanity, do good or do good in the name of Christ, right? Again, you know this by now. If you don't, well, you should, right? I'm a Christian, so that's the way I look at it. That's my perspective, right? And it's interesting because, I mean, that's exactly what legacy is. And I never concerned myself with legacy until I started thinking of it that way, where, I mean, my boys are, they are my legacy. So when I'm not here anymore, whenever that is, right? They're going to continue on. They are going to continue on with the guidance and the tutelage that I've given them, and hopefully do great things. Hopefully do wonderful, non-corrupted things, right? And yeah, and it just makes me think even more. And again, I'm just rapping right now. I'm just rapping, but it really has me in this state of thinking where it's like, not that I necessarily want to change my way of parenting or anything like that, but it adds a different spice to it now. It adds a different flavor to parenting now. It adds a different flavor to being a father now. You know, I think a little bit more about legacy than I did before. And maybe that's also a sign of just getting older, which I am not doing because I don't age ever. Anyway. Anyway, I don't want this to turn into a ramble fest, and I do want to dig into those ideas a little bit more. And again, there's this. It'll probably be a part of the episode where I'm talking about biblical manhood, right? That is just, I'm forming that episode, but I'm giving it time because I want to be very careful about what I say for that. But as far as this, it's just legacy and purpose. My boys are my legacy, and I am their purpose for right now. And then as they get older and have their own families and hopefully have their own families and everything like that, they'll be they'll be their son's purpose, right? And also, please don't hear what I'm not saying here. I'm talking about fatherhood, and I'm talking about fatherhood as it pertains to sons. I don't have any daughters, so I can't really speak of that. I'm not saying that daughters can't be a father's legacy. I'm not saying anything like that at all. So again, don't hear what I'm not saying. I'm just talking about fathers and sons because that's specifically that's my situation. Okay. It's a very, very, looking at, I almost like fatherhood more now, understanding it that way too. I don't know. So, I mean, look, here's an opportunity. What do y'all think, right? What do my dads out there think, right? Like, are your kids your legacy? Do you see them as that, or do you see something differently? Like, and are you their purpose? Right? Or is that weird, right? Like, 'cause I can vibe with that idea. Just let me know what you think. All right. So, yeah, that's it. I just wanted to wrap with you a little bit. We'll talk about it a little bit more in depth later on. But it's a very interesting idea: legacy and purpose. If you like this segment, here's another one for you. Click over here, and if you want the entire podcast, go this way. Click on that one right there. And once again, I appreciate you. All right, you take it easy.